let's be honest, there's a lot of controversy about where Darnell Lindsay, aka Blade Icewood origins in Detroit, are exactly located. Some say East Detroit, some say West 7 Mile and Evergreen area, and some might even tell you Southfield or Oak Park. Regardless, though, he is the Great Lake ruler, the most beloved rap figure that came out our city, still loved to this day more than anybody else. I feel other rappers like Royce the 5'9" to this day felt some type of way because he received love they could never garner from the city. Blade Icewood debuted as a local rapper in Detroit with the Street Lords on the album Platinum Rollies Don't Tick Tock. Blade anchored the rap crew, the Street Lords, which he said was the original Cheddar Boys of Detroit. Conflict over the name Cheddar Boys began after the formation of the rap group, the Eastside Cheddar Boys, which were also prominent figures in the Detroit rap scene. But we will get into that later. Blade's father was an infamous figure in Detroit as well. His name was Wonderful Wayne, a Young Boys Incorporated co-founder. WipeOut was a notorious drug crew that left Detroit riddled with bullets. Blade came from a true hustler. No wonder he did what he did the way he did and was so fresh and so flashy. Now, the name WipeOut will forever be linked with Blaze. He was a record exec, party promoter, and true hustler from the rap crew Eastside Cheddar Boys. WipeOut was a great hustler also. He used his street money to fund the Cheddar Boys. The name Cheddar Boys is one theory of why the beef started between both crews. Street Lords stated numerous times that it started on the west side of the city, even though they renamed themselves the Street Lords. Blade dropped a cult classic called Boy Would You Boss Up and Get This Money? Would you boss up and get this money? Man, which was taken as a sneak diss towards WipeOut and his crew. The song was just real hot. It created a dance people still do to this day called the Boss Up, aka the Blade Dance. WipeOut and his crew almost instantly responded over the same beat with a song called Boss Up and Take They Money, which was a great song. Also, we can't, lead them out like they was just little boys in this thing. But anyway, small skirmishes started to happen around the city between the crews. September 2004, Eastside Cheddar Boys leader WipeOut and an innocent bystander was killed outside a nightclub in busy downtown Detroit. The bystander went to greet WipeOut after recognizing him. Two men approached and opened gunfire, killing them both. Rest in peace. WipeOut was well connected with big street moguls throughout the city. People felt like they knew who was responsible and wanted revenge. So 2 days later, Blade Icewood was at his Oak Park apartment when two home invaders with AK-47s bust in and shot Blade 7 times and left him paralyzed. This sparked the infamous bar. Shot 7 times with a K and still here to see another day? You lucky, Blade. Nah, I ain't done yet. Got killers on their block chilling every night. The sun said, y'all gotta go check that song out for real, for real. Through the song he spoke though as if he knew who sent the hit. He said, I was laughing the night your little boss got flamed. Blade rap. On April 19, 2005, Icewood was shot while at a car wash on 7 Mile Road in Forest on the west side of Detroit. A gunman allegedly named LiL Larry, a known shooter, pulled up alongside Icewood Range Rover and fired 17 shots into the passenger side, killing Blade Icewood. After Blade's death, the family of the rapper founded Icewood Entertainment, a record label in honor of the fallen Detroit artist. The murder went unsolved for a while, but after little Larry Davidson was picked up for the charge for killing Blade Icewood, he was convicted of the crime and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for Blade's murder and others. His court paperwork read as defendant's convictions in this case arise from his alleged shooting of Darnell Lindsay, also known as Blade, as he sat in his car outside of a car wash. At the time of his death, Lindsay used a wheelchair after being shot and partially paralyzed a few months earlier. Defendant first argues that the trial court erred in admitting persuading to MRE 404B evidence of a prior home invasion during the defendant allegedly obtained the firearm used to shoot Lindsay. A testimony from two men regarding defendant's alleged statements about Lindsay made in a barbershop a few weeks before he was killed. We disagree, they said. They denied the appeal. Defendant's inclination to wrongdoing in general to prove the defendant committed the conduct is questioned. This forbidden theory of relevance rests on two inferences. First, inferring the defendant's character from the defendant's prior misdeeds, and second, inferring the defendant's conduct on a particular occasion from his or her subjective character. Therefore, if he proffer other acts, evidence is logically relevant and does not involve the intermediate inference of character rule 404, so on and so forth. Establishing the defendant and Thomas committed a home invasion against Rodney Dwayne Harrison and his wife, obtaining a .45 caliber pistol from the home, which was recovered from the defendant's home in Texas after Lindsay was killed, and was determined to be the weapon used in the shooting. The prosecution also presented testimony from Marcus Johnson, the owner of a Detroit barbershop, that 2 to 3 weeks before Lindsay was killed, the defendant came into the shop and described how he and another person put Lindsay in a wheelchair. The defendant also said that he was going to get Blade. Johnson observed a black handgun in the defendant's possession. Roger Forney, who worked in the barbershop, testified that the day before Lindsay was killed, the defendant discussed the prior shooting of Lindsay, indicating that he did not shoot Lindsay. The other guy did. Forney also testified initially that he saw the defendant with a black handgun. Later, he said the defendant told him that the handgun, but Forney did not actually see it. Rest in peace, Blade. And what's crazy, two things crazy about this story is that Blade and WipeOut were allegedly related, and it shouldn't even got that far. This was all over a name and some rap stuff and people trying to blow up in the city. The rap scene was slowed down for a while, you dig? It took a while to get it back to where it's at now. And, you know, this is the hottest we ever been. Shout out to Charlamagne the God, The Breakfast Club. Shout out to $1 million worth of game, because they had guys like Babyface Ray, Peasy, so on and so forth. And nobody else has or showed us love like that throughout the years. So we really appreciate that. And another thing, too, is I was locked up with LiL Larry. And I apologize to the people. I uploaded a video about, not a video, I said LiL Larry, or a picture. And on the picture I said, LiL Larry, that's my guy. And I wasn't thinking about all the people that love Blade. I was thinking from a perspective that I had some drama on the floor. And LiL Larry's a Muslim, Moore Science Temple of America. But everybody loves him from every set, Blood, Crip, GD, Vice Lord. It don't matter what it is. If you from the city, you love LiL Larry just as much as you love Blade. And people don't understand that, right? So I had a situation with the Bloods, which were very deep. And LiL Larry wasn't even rocking with us at this particular joint because of friction internally. But he still stuck his nose in my business and told them, you know, that's my guy. Don't do anything to him. As other brothers did also too, but LiL Larry did that for me when it was on the floor. So that's why I said I respect him. What he done in the past, I don't really judge him for like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if it was his first charge people criticize him for, to his second time or third time coming to prison. I just know the man that I was there with. My baby a little bugged out, but that's my guy. And it's not going to change because a lot of people hate him for killing Blade. I still got love for him. I didn't know Blade Icewood personally, but his music touched me, and I love Blade too. But not like I got love for LiL Larry. You did, because I actually spent time in the trenches with him. I actually had situations and friction with LiL Larry and against other people. So that's a different type of bond built. We was on the battlefield together, and the worst of the worst, the Dismal Crips, the modern day plantation. But like I said, that's no disrespect to Blade and people who love him. So that's just how it is. I notice a lot of people and prominent figures, which names I won't mention because I really respect the OGs. I'm talking about these big, heavy dudes out of Detroit. Big, heavy dudes I don't have conversations with. Shout out to Street Lord Juan and other people. I would never get into details about conversations, even though they not even deep. But, you know, just two men getting to know each other and understanding perspective. So hope y'all enjoyed this story. Let me know what y'all want to hear next, man. Peace and blessings be upon y'all. Y'all already know how I go. Big old 5.